We realized that there were so many other genres that were taken away from our genre, and we weren't benefiting from it. You see a reggaeton is $1 billion industry. Afrobeat also is is influenced heavy by dancehall, and they're a $1 billion industry. Why can't we, as Jamaican people and Jamaican artists, get together and educate ourselves and help each other to actually own a piece of this?
Talk to us a little bit about how this legendary dancehall trio came together. Tell us the story behind the song.
I was the one who initiated the whole thing. Well, first I reached out to Shaggy to do a song with him, and that's where it started from. I went to the studio. We were sieving through different rhythms and tracks, and that's when I heard the chorus on Go Down Deh, because it was already recorded. And from the moment I heard the chorus, go down there, why not go down, I was like, this is it. This is all me. My band right here, I'm a bird paper, you have Shaggy, I need that singer. So that's how it started. And when I recorded my verse and it was coming together, I started to say, can you imagine how historic it would be if Sean Paul was on the song? Because you know me extra, me always push the envelope. What I really love about it was the moment we said yes and we sent the song to Sean Paul. When in the next day, he sent back in verse, he was ready. And so I know that, this is a hit, because I know Sean Paul heard what I heard the moment that song dropped. So I felt so excited, and I still feel excited right now. And I'm just humbled to know that I have two legends on my track, on my album coming up.
Yeah, and shout out to you, girl, for saying what you want and going after it.
Definitely.
So you got it. Shaggy and Sean Paul, this question is for you. Okay, so I've learned about Spice through Love and Hip Hop, but I feel like now she's rising to a new level of stardom. People are learning about the dancehall queen, right? How does it feel to support her as she rises to this new level in her career?
For me, I'm a fan of Spice. So is my wife. We've been looking forward to seeing her make this move in terms of put a body of work together and put out the album. And so, for me, it's an exciting time. And also, big up to Shaggy for stepping in and getting the executive producing done. It was something that needed to happen. Sometimes you have the gas, you have the fire, but just nobody didn't do the spark yet. And I think that the relationship that Shaggy and Spice have is a testament to that, work getting done. So when you said the album coming out again this month, right?
July the 30th. It will be out on July 30th.
This is her album 10. It comes out July 30th with an assist from Shaggy and Sean Paul on the song Go Down Deh, Spice.
To add on to that, Shaggy, I love the story about how this album came to be, how you jumped on as an executive producer. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Well, just like Sean said, there was not a body of work from her. We know of Spice for years. So you might learn about her from Love and Hip Hop, but, the dancehall community know her as the queen of dancehall. Love and Hip Hop really just brought her to an audience that probably wasn't familiar with dancehall as much, or of her in dancehall. So, we needed her to have that body of work out there to support the amount of years. She had a lot of singles. And she told me that she had some issues with the record company, and she was signed in a deal that wasn't a very favorable deal. So I just kind of went in and had a conversation with them, and kind of came up with a win-win situation that worked. And we all sat down and hashed it out and came up with a game plan, and executed the game plan. And so far,
you bought them up nicely, Shaggy. You bought them up nice.
Yes. Look, Spice,
we're diplomatic.
Spice, you went into this conversation with Shaggy just asking for a song, and he came back offering an album.
With a whole album.
When does that happen? What was your immediate reaction to that?
I mean, like I said, me always extra ask for other things. But I mean, I personally felt like when I went to the studio to do the song, I don't think Shaggy and I have ever been in a studio before together. So I think he was amazed by my talent because I'm a very, very different, he's a different breed of artist. So I think
Go
ahead.
I gave her 4 songs to do.
Okay.
And when she came in, and she knocked the 4 songs out so quickly that I was taken aback of how quickly she did them, how quickly she learned them, and how well she executed them. And I had to do very little as far as direction to get what I want. And right there, I knew I was going to have a lot of fun. So, and it was worth it. And I think the world just needed to know. So sorry to interrupt, but I had to.
You hear what the legend said? You hear what the man said?
What you gonna do when there is nobody that do it better than this reggae guy?
Well, Shaggy, you mentioned in an interview that you wanted Go Down Deh to be a song about unity for the dancehall genre. For those who aren't that familiar with dancehall and reggae, why is a message of unity needed right now in the genre?
I think we needed to set an example. And Sean and I have, we're the 2 top streamers in dance, so we have an incredible platform, and Spice also has an incredible platform. So I just thought that us coming together as just 3 dancehall artists with a dancehall director like Jay Will on a dancehall label like VP really sends a message that we could do it on our own if we just unite. If we just come together and help each other. Like a crab in the barrel is, how about the crabs get on each other's shoulder to get out the barrel? You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I wanted to do with this. And Sean, a lot of people don't know that Sean and I have had these conversations at 2-3 o'clock in the morning throughout COVID, just talking about the business and talking about how we could unify it and how we could become a force, because we realized that there were so many other genres that were taken away from our genre and we weren't benefiting from it. You see a reggaeton is $1 billion industry. Afrobeat also is is influenced heavy by dancehall, and they're $1 billion industry. And why can't we as Jamaican people and Jamaican artists get together and educate ourselves and help each other to actually own a piece of this, I'm saying, and capitalize it and let our country capitalize on it. Let there be a legacy throughout a monetary legacy for dancehall and reggae artists that are older ones. There's so many dancehall artists that are old, or reggae artists that are gonna die broke. And their body of work is owned by somebody else, some entity that has nothing to do with it. So a lot of these things bother me, and Sean and I discuss these things over and over and over again, and we're blessed. Him and I are blessed to have somehow maneuvered through the game and be financially okay. But there's a lot of us that aren't.
True enough, butter and bruise. Tell them enough.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. But even though through the batters and the bruises, we still somehow came out, to where we'll be okay. We just want that for everybody else. We want that for somebody like Spice. So if we could share our platform and just get together and just show that unity and say, everybody come on board for this, I think it's incredible.
It's an important thing to celebrate and say, yo, I believe in these producers, I believe in these artists. Let me work with them and show the world, or the people who are focusing on my platform, that these are the people who I revere and respect. You know what I mean? And that's a start.
Yeah, well, Sean Paul, your album's coming out soon, right?
Scorcher? Yeah, I have a new album called Scorcher coming out this year. I'm releasing my second single. The first one was a more dancehall oriented single, but the next one is with Ty Dolla Sign, and it's more, as I said, more trappy, dancehall kind of, or even a pop kind of dancehall aspect to it. It's called OnlyFans, and that will drop on the 13th of August.
And then you have features with Sia, Gwen Stefani. You have some really good features.
Yeah,
What type of vibe can fans expect from a song with Gwen Stefani? Like, what can you tease?
Oh, that song with Gwen Stefani features another Jamaican female artist called Shensia. And that song is a lovers rock reggae song. So it's gonna be quite different. We've heard Gwen Stefani do reggae before, but you know, it's another trio and a great record coming out. I would say probably later this year or maybe into the album cycle next year, since we're gonna drop the album later on.
Well, I'm excited for that. Every time, look, when I see you, I think of I'm still in love with you.
Hey,
You my
same
jam.
type of record.
That video, oof, bomb.
I'm still in love with you, boy.
Well, I'm a hustler and a player, and you know I'm not a stayer. That's a dirty love.
And then Baby Boy, of course. Is there any future where we could possibly see a Baby Boy Part 2 or another collaboration with you and Beyonce?
Oh yeah, I would love to work with her again. She's such a phenomenal artist, and you know, I'm open to doing it. I think I'm the only person that's done a song with the 3 Destiny's Children. So I did with Beyonce. I also did a song called How Deep Is Your Love with Kelly. And also Michelle and me did a Christian song, believe it or not. She asked me to do one and I was like, yeah, for sure. My faith is strong, and I did one with her. So it was a pretty good look. And I'm open to doing more work with Beyonce, as you asked, for sure.
I love that. Well, Shaggy, you have always been just a symbol of fun, positivity, good vibes. And it's been, 21 years since It Wasn't Me dropped. You're still notable in the industry. Everyone still loves you and admires you. What do you attribute your longevity to? If you could attribute it to something, what would it be?
It's hard. Yeah, you're right. To attribute it to any one particular thing is really hard. But I think I attribute it to me not being bored. I'm allergic to boredom, you know. So I always try to change and try something new and try, you know, different styles and change my voice up and switch my music up, and you know. So you know, I just look for that thing and always try to keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on and come up with something that has a great story to it, you know, and try and stay in the now. You know, I have, you know, it's not like I have to be running the now, you know, but I just need to be, I don't have to lead the now, but I've just got to be in the now, you know, and understand
what
what
it is. With Spice, for sure. You know,
absolutely.
Absolutely.
She is now. She's the epitome now, right now, you know. And so, but it's good to be in that, just to be in the circle of that, and just, you know, I never sit down and worry about what I've done from before. You know, it was, oh yeah, you know, it wasn't me or whatever. You know, that's then. It's really about what I'm doing now and how I do it now and how do I maneuver myself through the.
I love that. Yeah. Well, you mentioned It Wasn't Me with Ben, but I have a question, because during my research, you said that women groups, after the song dropped, you were getting hate messages from women groups.
Yeah.
For the song It Wasn't Me.
Yeah.
What were they saying? What were they saying?
It was even banned. It was banned. It was all these bans and women groups saying, you know, because they thought it was a cheating record, but it's actually an anti-cheating record. If they listen down to the end of the song, it says, "I'm going to tell her that I'm sorry for the things that I've done." You might think that you're a player, but you're completely lost. So simply means that, you know, the song isn't really condoning cheating. It's actually saying, yeah, you're kind of a loser. You know what I mean? So that's what it was. So it was a misunderstanding. I think as the song got better, then we did a research and realized that after the record became #1, it was huge that majority of the fans who was buying the records were women. So